All right, so it's come to my attention that not everybody is up to date on the Sonic the Hedgehog canon. So, this is going to be my attempt to. This is going to be like Sonic the Hedgehog lore for dummies. So the first game, I'm not sure if the comics came out first or if the game came out first, but I know that I played the game first. So, you have Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. Sonic's a blue hedgehog with spiky hair, and he runs really fast. And he can also turn into a ball and run really fast, or roll, I guess. He has a best friend. His name is Tails. Tails is a fox. He has two tails, and he can he can spin those tails around in a circle and fly like a helicopter. He's also like an engineering and computer genius, so he builds like planes and shit. So they're best friends, and they are trying to stop Dr. Ivan Robotnik from converting all the cute little animals and turning them into like mechs and shit. So basically, that's how the lore starts. Sonic and Tails. I think the next character that comes up in the series is either Metal Sonic or Knuckles the Echidna. But I remember Knuckles coming in the picture first. So Knuckles is a red echidna. He's hot-headed, angry all the time, and he can fly. So if you jump with Knuckles and then you press jump again, he'll like do this power glide with his fist like Superman. And he can also climb walls because he has spikes on his fist. So, and you don't want to get punched by Knuckles. So Knuckles is the first he's one of the first morally ambiguous characters, because Knuckles is a bad guy, kind of, but he's also a good guy. Where Sonic and Tails, they're just good guys. They're not really trying to cause any problems. They're just trying to save the world. But Knuckles, it has affiliations with Robotnik and also Team Chaotix. So he's like, oh, there's a cigarette pack. So Knuckles, when Knuckles joins the crew, it's like, holy shit, like, what? You know what I'm saying? So, wow, trying to explain all of Sonic universe is really difficult. Okay, so we have Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails the Fox, Dr. Ivan Robotnik, and then there's also Metal Sonic, which is a Robotnik clone of Sonic, but just metal and a robot, and they have some pretty cool fights together. And then, so that's like a majority of the first set of video games. It's pretty much Sonic and Tails versus Robotnik, and then maybe there's like some other characters. But then when video games get better, I don't know when this transition happened, but then you get shit like that's when the universe expands. I'm sure it was already there in the comics. That's where I don't know, because I don't know the comic lore. I just know that most of the game lore a little bit, and even that is a rabbit hole that I'm not sure I want to go down entirely, but I do at the same time. Okay, so other interesting characters. Okay, so basically Sonic is like just like a brand enterprise. Like, he's a mascot for Sega / Nintendo, kind of. So it's kind of like Mario in a sense, where Mario can do whatever the fuck he wants and literally like play baseball, play soccer, start a bank. So that's kind of how Sonic is too, but Sonic is just more cool. Also, just some random facts about Sonic to add to his character. He's pretty quick-witted, very fast, obviously. He loves chili dogs for whatever reason. He has a deep, profound appreciation for chili dogs. They add to his spirit of enlightenment, I guess. Okay, so that's quick facts about Sonic. He's not interested in Amy Rose, but she's very interested in him. Okay, so I gotta explain these different factions. So when the GameCube came out in the early 2000s, there's a game called Sonic Adventure 2. And this is the game that brought all the different Sonic universe characters under one banner. So you have Team Sonic, which is Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and sometimes Amy. And then you have Team Shadow, which is Shadow the Hedgehog, Rouge the Bat, and some fucking robot. Okay, so that's Team Shadow. It's Shadow, a bat, and a robot. It's pretty cool. And then you have Team Chaotix, which is Espio the Chameleon, Vector the crocodile or alligator. Oh shit, they're gonna cancel me for that. And then Charmy the bee. Okay, so Team Sonic is always trying to do good. Team Shadow is like, so you know how there's that grid of like chaos, neutral, and then good? So Team Sonic would just be the good. So Sonic would be like neutral good. Knuckles would be chaotic, or no, however that works. So Sonic is the neutral good, and then Tails would be like the good, and then Knuckles would be like the bad good. Team Shadow is the chaos. So Shadow is like chaotic neutral. The robot obviously is the chaotic bad, and then Rouge the Bat is like the chaotic good. And then Team Chaotix is like, they're mostly neutral, but like, so they're kind of in that gray zone, but they mostly do like corporate espionage and just like stealthy type of shit. Where Team Shadow is like, let's fuck up this fucking Doom guy. And honestly, they're murderous. So there's a game. Okay, so that's Sonic 2. That's Sonic Adventure 2. That's when you get to see all these characters at play really for the first time. And then they make Shadow the Hedgehog, which is rated T for teen. Okay. And in Shadow the Hedgehog, this is where the Shadow lore comes in strong. Basically, he's a creation of Robotnik. And then I thought Maria in Shadow, I thought he loved her, but maybe I misread that. So basically, Maria Robotnik is Eggman's like great niece or something. So Eggman is Maria's uncle. We don't know who her parents are. We don't even know who Eggman's parents are. We know who his grandparent is. His grandparent is Gerald Robotnik, the great scientist, I guess. So, oh shit, what I'm talking about? Oh, there's a big ass dog. Hi. Please don't hurt me. Okay, yeah, so we don't even know really all of Eggman and Maria's lore. But in Shadow the Hedgehog, there's a army coalition. There's it's just an army at this point. They're called GUN, G-U-N. and they're basically like the space army, I think, or something. Basically, they're an army, and I don't really remember, to be honest. So I'm hesitant to speak of the nature of what transpired, but basically, gunned down Maria, and her last words were "Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog." That is traumatizing because he was either like a big sister friend who helped Shadow deal with his existential problems because he's a creation of Robotnik, and he's not really sure whether his will is true or not because he's like half hedgehog, half what is his name? Soy Doom? Black Doom. So he's half hedgehog, half Black Doom / Black Arms, which is like the chaos demons of the Sonic universe. And yeah, so they basically kill his only connection to humanity, and he just goes apeshit, bro. And in the game Shadow the Hedgehog, he's literally just running around the city and killing demons, and they give him a gun. So he's like the only and he can drive cars and shit. And what makes Shadow cool is he has like mech. He has like air mech shoes. So he like skates instead of running. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so in Shadow the Hedgehog, they give him a gun, and honestly, you can actually shoot the soldiers. Like, you can shoot the good guys if you want. And what's interesting about Shadow the Hedgehog is, as you progress through the story, based on the decisions you make, you can have alternate endings or alternate missions that you unlock. So it's like, you start here, and then depending on how you play the level, you can either go up or you can go down, and then it keeps splitting. So it's like in Shadow the Hedgehog, they're like exploring, like not in depth, but they're like tapping into areas of like moral relativism and like grayness and ambiguity, which is like kind of out of left field for Sonic, which is like mainstream, blue skies, happy-go-lucky, that type of thing. But in Shadow the Hedgehog, that's where they tap into some of the dark shit. Yeah, so that's Shadow the Hedgehog. What else do they do? And then they just have like every Sonic transformation game ever. So you have like Sonic in the Black Knight or whatever, and Sonic gets transported back into medieval times, and he becomes a knight. And then you have like Sonic in Sonic where he like has a genie, and he's in like genie times. I don't really know what the genie universe. I'm sorry. It's called a Djinn, actually. And then there's also a game where Sonic is I thought I heard a snake or something. Oh my god, look at this. Keep growing, buddy. Yeah, there's also a game where Sonic becomes a werewolf, or I guess a werehog. It's pretty crazy. Let's see, what other random shit do they do? They also do like the Mario and Sonic Olympics. Sonic is in Super Smash Bros. And he says shit like, "You're too slow." He's not that good, to be honest. There's a lot of better characters in Smash Bros. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's relevant to the Sonic fandom. But I know I'm missing a lot, and they will grill me. But yeah, Shadow, that's why Shadow is the best. Because while Sonic is only interested in taking down Robotnik, Shadow is interested in taking out Black Doom and the Black Arms, which are like the chaos demons of the universe, which he successfully does at the end of his game by collecting all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds. And Sonic helps him. So Sonic and here's what's important. Sonic and Shadow aren't enemies, but they're not friends either. They just kind of work together to accomplish the same goals at times, which is mostly stopping Robotnik and or Black Doom and the Black Arms. So they're not friends and they're not rivals, but they do fight. Who throws a buzz ball freaking out their car? That is so ghetto. Look at this. Why? Yeah, so that's what's important. Sonic and Shadow aren't enemies, and they're not friends for the most part. They do fight a lot, but Shadow is literally just way cooler than Sonic. Sonic cares about being good too much. So, yeah, I think that's like the Sonic universe for dummies in about 15 minutes. So I hope you learned something about yourself, your family, and culture at large. Also, this is something I'm learning recently. Never mind. We won't get into it. Okay, bye.